Yes, we are live now. So just check on.
Hi, good evening. Good evening, builders. How are you, builders and co-creators of Africa? You're welcome to this live broadcast. We promised that we would, come on with our segment today, which is the superstructures. And in the superstructures, we feature the work of contractors, people who actually put up structures. So earlier on, somebody asked us, the story that you're about to tell, how is that a superstructure? Which was a fair question. Please note the name of the show or the segment is the superstructures, but we shall bring on contractors who make permanent structures, semi-permanent structures, chicken houses, cow sheds, car sheds, everything. If they build, this is where they will be covered. So good evening. I hope your Monday has been good. I hope you have enjoyed Eid our Muslim brothers, Eid Mubarak. We hope that you had a beautiful day. We are broadcasting live from the Builders Baraza, and today we have one of our, I would call him the pioneer contractor with us, and we started with a story that a lot of us in this country can relate to. It relates to people who are building in the urban areas and even those who are building in the rural areas. We are talking about prefabs, the prefabricated structures where people like you and I live. So let's give it a minute or so. Mwangi, do you want to say something before we introduce our superstructure guy today?
No, I
Mwangi?
think, yes, thank you, Salim, for the introduction. Josiah, welcome to Builders Baraza. This is, I think, this is the first episode whereby we are featuring one of our members as a pioneer contractor. We are looking forward to a very engaging conversation with you this afternoon. Salim, I think it's interesting. I think we can see some people are actually they are actually watching, and we are looking forward to your engagement in this forum. And maybe today, as Salim, before Salim introduces, comes now into interaction with Josiah, we have a question for you guys, which we want you to contribute in the comment section. And this question is, do you think semi-permanent housing could help cut the housing deficit in Kenya? So please share with us in the comment section. We'll be able to see your comments, and we'll also be able to give you a shout out and maybe be able also to engage with each other. Thank you for joining this Builders Brother. Okay, back to you, Salene.
Nice. Thank you, Fundi wa Mitambo. So let me introduce, ladies and gentlemen of the Builders Baraza, you're very welcome to this show. We will be on air for about 20 or so minutes. I did share some pictures with you in the day just to entice you on what we're about to do this evening. We are talking to a superstructure here, and I would like to introduce the first pioneer superstructure. His name is Josiah Keoye, right? Josiah, would you like to say hello to your viewers?
Yeah, hello viewers. My name is Josiah Keoye. I stay in Nairobi, but work in different parts of the country, Kenya.
Good. So Josiah, you're very welcome. Tell me and tell the viewers, do you only build this kind of semi-permanent structures, or are you a contractor of other kinds of structures as well?
No, I do both, but the one which is already with the client, that's what I do.
I see. So you take on work that the client gives you, but you are qualified to do both permanent and semi-permanent structures. Good. So today, viewers, we chose to share with you the story of semi-permanent structures that have been built by Josiah. And my first question, which perhaps Fundi wa Mitambo, can you share the question on the screen? Is Josiah, what sort of licenses do people need to put up prefabs in the city or in the village? Do I need a license as an owner?
The license, we've never worked on that, but the only option I can give you is you tell the client to go to county council and air his views about the structure he's going to put on his plot or the land he has leased. From there, you will pay a small token, which will enable you to build that house.
I see. So before somebody builds, if they lease the land or they own the land, they need to visit a certain department in the city council, if it is in the cities. And if it is in the village, they need to go to the county office in the Department of Lands to be advised on what sort of license they would need to put up this kind of structure. This is what you're saying.
Yes.
Excellent. So, so do you know how much this license might cost? Like in the city where this is, oh, how much did the license cost?
It will depend.
Mm-hmm.
If you know somebody like in Nairobi, you may have your friends. Then it will depend what you will pay him. Like in Nairobi, we usually pay 10,000, 15,000. It will depend with the person you found in
No,
the
but you're saying if you know somebody, that should not be the way. How much does it cost? What is the formal fees? Or is it something that you're not too clear about?
The formal fees is not indicated.
It's not indicated. So I think perhaps Mwangi, that's one area that we probably might need to to gain clarity, because this kind of structure is something that a lot of people are doing right now. So many people have bought land, and even though they do not live on the land, they want to make commercial use of it. Some people actually hire land or lease land. So it would be important for us to be able to communicate with members here what sort of licensing is required. As Josiah says, you go to the city council or to the county land department, but we need to know how much this license costs. I think it's important for our members. So let's take note and just follow up and be in a position to authoritatively tell people how much this license is. Okay, so
Yeah.
Josiah, would you like to describe this structure for us? What materials have gone into it? Why is it called semi-permanent?
Under semi-permanent, you buy bricks for the foundation, plus sand, like a roll in a single house. You buy a few pieces of bricks, plus sand, and a few pieces of cement bags. We come to articles. There is a person who don't need articles, or you prefer to red soil as in articles. You prefer red soil. From there, the timber, it will depend the house you are building. Under timber, we have the 3x2, 4-2. Others prefer the ones, the poles. Then it will cost you a few iron sheets, like 2 bundles of iron sheets. Yeah.
I see.
It's not too
I see.
expensive.
So I understand, and I'll be coming to the matter. Okay, I will be checking with you on the cost a little later, because I know a number of people want to know how much it would cost. Mwangi, is there a way from our with our facility, is there a way you can show the structure that we're talking about? Because perhaps there are people who did not see it in the day.
Yeah, I have a few images I'll be sharing on the screen right now. And maybe
Yes.
tell those guys who
Please
are
show us
just
the final one. Show us the final one, the final product, so that people know what we are working towards.
Yeah, that's actually coming up on the screen shortly. But as people are joining, what we are talking about today, maybe just a reminder, those who are just joining, is that today we are talking about semi-permanent housing, or rather maybe some of the houses like Mabati houses. So Josiah is one of the guys who actually deals in this sector, and we have him in the show. to take us through about his experiences and what is required to have these structures.
Correct.
So,
And actually, Josiah did build what we are showing you today. He's a contractor. He does permanent and semi-permanent structures. So when we saw this, when we saw this project, we thought, that is something that resonates very well with our members, both urban and rural, people in the county and in the cities. So we thought we should bring him on so that we can ask him live questions. And the structure that we are talking about, which Mwangi is showing us on the screen, Josiah has mentioned that some of the materials that are required would be wood, would be timber, would be bricks, cement. And then, Josiah, you said that some people will use hardcore and others not. Why would somebody not want to use hardcore? Josiah?
hello, hi Josiah.
It will depend with the type of soil where we live.
Yes, so what soil requires hardcore?
Yes.
So maybe Saline, I think maybe I can help in that situation. When it comes to type of soil,
The hardcore is the amount of money, the cost you pay for the
No, Josiah, that's not clear, because I know you have said that the type of soil might determine whether somebody uses hardcore or not. So my question is, what kind of soil will necessitate the use of hardcore? Na ni mchanga aina gani haihitaji hardcore ukitaka kujenga structure kama hii?
Yeah. Ukiwa na red soil hauhitaji, hakuna haja ya kuweka ni hardcore, si sana, sababu ukiweka floor haitapofuka. Then mwenye ako kwa cotton soil, like there are places in Kawangware kuna cotton soil, hiyo lazima uweke hardcore ndio maji isiingie, kukinyesha maji isikuje kwa nyumba wakati watu wameshaingia.
Got it. Yeah. So members, what Josiah is saying is that if you are going to hire land or lease land or buy land and you want to use it for commercial purposes to build semi-permanent structures, please consider the kind of soil. Red soil will cost cheaper to build a similar structure as you would on black cotton soil, because when you're on black cotton soil, you must buy hardcore. And we have lost Josiah. Mwangi?
Yeah, I think we have lost him. Maybe let's give him a few minutes to get back. But maybe on that note of red soil, maybe I can also try and give a view of the same. What Josiah was trying to say is that where we have red soils, the one quality of the red soil is that it's very stable. That's why he's saying if you have red soil, there's no need to use hardcore. You can just compact the ground and then maybe use a blending maram or something. But where you have cotton soils, you have actually to use hardcore so that you can also be able to stabilize the ground. I think that was the point he was throwing across before he left. So I think he's back.
Excellent. So members, while we get Josiah back, we are talking about the building of semi-permanent structures. Mwangi, as we continue with this broadcast, Mwangi is going to be showing you some pictures of the structure that we're talking about, which has been built by Josiah. Josiah, you're welcome back. Sorry, we lost you. And if it happens again, please just dial back. And we have already talked about licensing, and we have already also spoken about the kind of material that you require to build. And Josiah has told us about timber, mabati, hardcore, depending on the soil you have, cement, bricks or blocks, and so on and so forth. So Josiah, in this particular structure, this particular one that you built, that Mwangi is going to show us, how many rooms are in that structure? Are they single rooms for residential purposes? And how many are there on that structure?
Which one, please?
The green structure that you shared with me earlier. Remember the picture of that structure, that one? How many rooms are in that structure?
Okay. There are 70.
70 rooms. Okay. And what is the approximate cost of building a 70-room structure of this nature? What is the approximate cost for one room? Or how much did the entire structure cost to build? Let me put it that way. We can do the math.
The entire one took 5 million.
So that is excluding the cost of buying land and excluding the cost of licensing. You are saying that building a 70-room structure, and is this black cotton soil or is it red soil?
The red soil.
Oh, so on red soil, to put up a 70 single-room structure will cost 5 million. This is the approximate cost, which means, Mwangi, if you do the math, how much is a room? How much will a room be?
Let me just calculate.
And Josiah, while Mwangi does the calculation, does that cost include the grills, the walkway upstairs? Does the cost include the fabrication of the grills upstairs?
Yeah, everything.
Everything, including the stairway, including the, all material and labor, right? That's 5 million.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mwangi, did you already get the cost of one room? Thereabout? Okay, as Mwangi does that math, I don't know why it's taking really long, but we will get the costs for each room. Now, Josiah, if you were to, now that you are done with this project, if you were to do it again, if you were to change anything, what would you do differently? Is there any material you'd save on that you probably used on this project? Is there anything you would do differently?
Different. Saving, yeah. Like,
what would you do differently?
This one tulitumia ambao za one. Unahesabiwa per foot, that 5 per feet. The other method ni kwenda kununua offcuts, then inakorogewa juu plus una raise zingine juu yake, nyumba zingine, so ni kutumia offcuts.
Okay.
Nini mbao 6x1 ama 8x1.
Because that is expensive wood. 8x1
kuna za 150, 120, so unaona utakuwa ukihesabu ya mbao utakuwa umenunua nini expensive than hiyo.
I get it. So now, coming from this project, 8x1 and 6x1 are very expensive wood, So what Josiah is saying, members, is that if he were to do this again, one of the ways he would cut costs would be to use offcuts rather than buy expensive wood alafu unakoroga juu. Yeah, ukishakorogea juu ndio sasa unajenga hiyo floor ya juu, right? So the cost of timber has gone up, and that is one way. If you are ever thinking of engaging anyone to build the same structure for you, the same permanent structure, please watch the cost of wood. It is extremely expensive, and Josiah suggests as a contractor that you can actually use offcuts. Yeah, so watch your costs. Look for offcuts because they will save you some costs. So Josiah, my next question would be, how long, hello? Am I here on my own? Mwangi? Hello? Members, I think I've lost my fundi. I think I've lost my interviewee. Please give me a minute. I will not hang up because I know they're trying to reconnect. Give us 1 minute. But in the interim, what we are talking about today is the building of semi-permanent structures. I see Mwangi is active in the background. He's asking how durable is this structure? But we can't have that answer because I think we have lost our interviewee. I'm sure he's dialing back. If you can just give him 1 minute. But what the things they're talking about is the cost of building this kind of structure, is the kind of soil that you need, some of the things that you need to consider when you want to build this kind of structure. Soil, he has mentioned, I'm sorry, he has mentioned the type of soil. And he is saying that if he were to do it again, one of the things that he would do, I'm sorry about this interruption, is he would save on the cost of timber by, for instance, using offcuts, alafu anakorogea juu. I'm hoping that he can reconnect. I hope that his internet is strong enough and that, yes, he is reconnecting. So if we give him 1 minute, we will be able to know how durable this structure is. Please keep watching. Technology is letting us down a little bit, but we shall get better. Josiah, you're back. You're welcome. So how durable is this structure? How long can this kind of structure last under normal care? Josiah?
Yeah.
How long can the structure last?
I think we've been losing Josiah quite a while. He's popping in, popping off. I think that was the reason I was trying just to fix the situation.
But Mwangi, he came back just now, and then I think you lost him again, or maybe he's dropped off again.
Yeah, he has dropped off again. That's what I was trying just to fix that issue with him. And let's just wait for him to rejoin the menu. So I think we can just sample the comment as we wait for him.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so we have, let's go with the first one. This is, I don't know, can you see the comments on this?
Mabati is the cheapest of all.
Yes. And then
yeah,
we have some. Yeah.
One of the main materials used in this kind of structure is mabati, as Josiah has told us, that mabati, timber, a bit of cement, and some bricks are the main items that actually go into this structure. So yes, indeed, mabati is the cheapest. And when you go into the market, there is an array to choose from, different brands, some costing 1,300 for a 6-foot one, others costing 500, others costing 600. So depending on how long you want this to last, depending on what level of investment you want to engage in, you can choose the right one for you. You can choose the right mabati for you. Is there any other comment?
Yeah, there's a notable one. Natuhurumia, our network sio poa sana. We want to apologize for that because I think we are losing Josiah sometime anakuja anarudi, but I think just bear with us. I think we shall be over soon.
Yeah, Josiah, we were asking how durable this structure is.
I think he's still not. Josiah, hello, he's off again. So on the comment section, we still we have someone saying, yeah, semi-permanent houses are very common in the countryside and even in the towns. Of course, yes, with some reasons in the structure. I think that's Vincent. Also, we can see Nixon. Hi, Salim, you can see the comments on the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
I
I've
can.
lost
I'm waiting.
you. I thought I lost you too. That's
No.
okay.
I'm here.
Yeah. So the question we are asking today for the viewers and for followers is: do you think semi-permanent housing could help cut the cost, the housing deficit in Kenya? So I think we are just going to sample in the comment section. We have, I think, Beatrice. Licenses are only applicable in towns, not in the countryside. I think she's referring to the fact to the first question that you directed to Josiah. I think we have Josiah back. He's back again. So let's see.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Josiah can tell us how durable this. Josiah, tell us quickly before we lose you again. How durable is this? How long can it stay with normal care?
Yes. The normal care takes around 20 years and above.
You're saying this structure can
20.
last 20 years. All right. So our next question, Josiah, is oh my, I think we've lost him again. But the next question that I think is very pertinent is this structure that he has built is storied. And I'm worried or concerned, and I wanted him to explain to us how sure residents can be that the lower floor can actually carry the weight of the top floor. And I think we are having him back. Josiah, our question is, hii yako ni ghorofa. Tutakuwaje na hakika kwamba floor ya chini itabeba ya juu? Umefanya nini ndio ya chini ibebe ya juu? Please explain to viewers.
Ya chini huwa unatumia mbao za 4x2 sababu ziko na uzito. Alafu ukifika kwa beam unatumianga unaweka kabimu ya 4x2 tena inalala 3 imelala tu, hiyo 4 imelala juu, then na imelalia hii 4 saidi ya 2, then ukimaliza unaleta mbao za 6x2 unazigawa kwa nini, from kwa mwisho ya ukuta unaiflash nje, unaanza kutumia 2 feet ukigawa, then ukimaliza unaleta mambao za 6x1 unatandika juu ya hiyo 6x2. Hiyo uzito yote imebebwa na hii ya chini, so mwenye ako juu hata akiswing haezi akadisturb huyu wa chini, except wakati wa nini kutumia meza nini movable things, hizo ndio zinaweza piga kelele chini, but ya juu iwezi nini ya chini.
Okay, so you're saying that you reinforce it in such a way that movement upstairs, normal movement upstairs will not disturb the person downstairs. And you're trying to describe some structural things that our members may not understand, but I just wanted you to give them the assurance that the top floor weight can actually be borne by the bottom floor weight. But then, Josiah, please tell us, can this thing go up to second floor? Ama hii floor ya kwanza tu imetosha? We are losing him again.
So I think we can just go to the comment section. We have Chris Moirori watching, and Chris Moirori, I think, is responding to the second question that you asked Josiah about the what are the licenses and how much do they take to pay for semi-permanent housing. He's saying what you pay is for the construction permit fees, and he's going ahead and saying in Kiambu County it's just 6K to do a semi-permanent housing.
I see. So I think it might vary by county, Mwangi,
Yeah,
right?
it varies.
It might
Yeah,
vary by county. And you know,
yeah.
I think, oh my goodness.
It's back.
Wah. Mwangi, please, wifi yako inanisumbua.
Yeah, Josiah.
Wifi yako
Yeah.
inanipea
Hello.
shida. Wifi
So
yako inanipea shida.
Okay.
Yes.
But I think sahi tunakusikia vizuri, so I think uka maintain hapo itakuwa sawa. Sahi tunakusikia vizuri. So Salim, you are on question number 5.
I was asking, can
Yeah.
Nani, Josiah, can this thing go to second floor? Ama first floor ndio mwisho? This semi-permanent structure.
Yeah.
It can.
And first, hizo ni sa nini first floor pekee.
Kwa hivyo haiwezi enda mpaka second floor.
Floor baada hatujajaribu, sababu najua riski ya mtu kuwa nini, hatutaki kuriski.
This is true. This is true because, okay. But when you build them, Josiah, do you get somebody who comes to check the structural strength of this kind of structure?
Hiyo uzito yote.
All right. Okay, so viewers, before we go, because our connection is really poor, if you have any questions and you would like to reach out to Josiah, maybe you have a plot of land, fallow land lying somewhere, and you'd like it to be, you know, to be developed with semi-permanent structures. Mwangi, perhaps you may share Josiah's contact so that anyone who has questions can perhaps reach him. This gentleman's name is Josiah Keoye. He will give you his story. He will show you some other projects. Mwangi, would you like to share Josiah's contact before we lose him again?
Yeah, right away. It's coming up on the screen. I think it's coming shortly. Yeah.
So while we wait for that number, Josiah, I think we take this opportunity before we lose you again to thank you very much for coming on the show. Members, next time, hopefully our connectivity will be better and so that we can have a better flowing interview. Thank you, Josiah, for coming. Thank you, members, for tuning in. This show is supposed to take between 25 to 30 minutes or 20 to 25 minutes, depending on connectivity. So I think we will leave it at that today. Please tune in again on Thursday. And this Thursday, we'll be talking to a homeowner who will then give us, you know, details from their dream to the extent to which they have built. And we will be sharing with you that detail before the date of the broadcast. To reach Josiah, you may dial 0703 737 830. Thank you, members, for watching and have a good evening. Thank you, Fundi wa Mitambo. Thank you, Josiah. May God bless you. Keep building. Bye.